Yo, and welcome to my video. So this is gonna be like a ramble video on my progress to 200 mil all, and at the time of recording, I'm at 10.8k EHP, which means I'm halfway done. But since I've never made this kind of video, I think it'd be helpful to give a quick history of this account, and then after that, I can talk about like my future goals. But so yeah, I made this Iron Man in December of 2020, and at first it was named Fimbria. Uh, there's nothing really special behind that name. Fimbria was just a word I saw in the biology textbook, but it was in the context of like microbiology, and later on I googled the word because I was kind of curious, and I found out it had like a more prominent association with like the female reproductive system, which I thought was kind of strange. Early last year, I changed my name to Fincher, and yeah, the story behind that kind of sucks because Fincher was the name of my main account that I played for years, and I had maxed it in like May of 2020, and uh, I always had a bucket list goal of getting 200 mil in a skill, and I thought Runecraft was the coolest one. So after maxing that main account, I got about 55 mil Runecraft XP through solo lavas, and pretty much I got banned for botting day out, which is really stupid because I bought it about 300k day alt, and I mined about 3 mil legitimately, and yeah, I never even got to use any of it, which is unfortunate, but either way, I was kind of burnt out of it by the end. I was barely doing any rune crafting, and I was doing random shit like Zora, and I don't know, I was busy with other stuff at the time, and I kind of hated the main account aspect of like running GP alts, even though nowadays I don't mind running two Vires, but at the time Rune Dragons were like the staple, I guess, but nowadays people run like a million Vire alts or RC alts, so yeah, about a month after I got banned, I was convinced by a friend of mine to make an Iron Man, and so that's what I did. I followed the guide by Osiris, and that pretty much got me hooked on the game mode, and I did some of the basic Iron Man goals like Barrows, Bofa, Bandos, and like Dragon Warhammer, but uh, I think early 2022, Jagex was putting out polls about Guardians of the Rift, and yeah, they were talking about the Colossal Pouch and getting rid of the Runecraft delay, which I knew was going to be like really good for ZMI, and at that point I kind of thought to myself like, oh shit, maybe I can actually get 200 mil RC and actually do it this time, but I had my mind set on that whenever Guardians of the Rift came out, so I had seen Sebay post videos of him 1.5 taking day alt, and then a Runelight update came out that let you move the inventory around, and I found a really good setup that I liked at day alt doing that, and I found it really easy. So whenever I maxed in June, uh, about a day after that, I immediately got started on mining day alt, and it took about 3 months, which went by surprisingly smooth. And I think about a week period in that time, I I was seriously debating getting like a green stack of day alt and doing solo lavas for the Runecraft month, which at the time, 80 mil would have done it for both mains and irons, but it would have taken like 16-hour days of solo lava, and I decided that I wasn't built for that, so eventually I got 50 mil RC for irons, and that wasn't that impressive because it had no multi-skill involved. But yeah, after I finished mining all of the day alts, I uh, did ZMI at the Mask Worlds, which is pretty troll, and the main goal of mine was to get 200 mil RC and just, be done with skilling. I was planning on going for like a Zug helm with all of the runes I crafted, and yeah, I think in the middle of that month, I found out about Wizard Stream through a really cool guy, and uh, that's how I found out about multi-skill ZMI, and I thought that was pretty cool. I think I was like, might as well, get some easy XP on the way to 200 mil. So after the 50 mil month was done, I went and mined sand for like a week and came back and was blowing glass at ZMI. And throughout 200 mil, I made a few detours to mine sand whenever I needed it. But by the end, I ended up with 95 mil crafting XP and a good amount of headless arrows done. And I really regret not multi-skilling for that period that I didn't, because I would have gotten a lot of fletching done, but oh well. In the end, it felt pretty good to finish Runecraft. Like, I kind of felt I redeemed myself, and after that, I still kind of wanted a little taste of PPM, so I decided I'd just go for like an Infernal Cape, and um I already had Bofa, so I thought to myself like maybe I might as well get use out of it. So to prep for that, I went and learned solo chambers, and that was really fun. I think the highlight of that was learning Olm, and luckily I got spooned at Tebow and Eldermaw, so yeah, I got to use Rigor at Inferno, which it took about 50 hours to get my cape, which I think is not great. And I think in the beginning I was brute forcing waves a lot, and like it wasn't towards later that I found the Inferno section in the We Do Raids Discord, and that was really helpful. It pretty much has all of the pillar solves and everything. So yeah, after I got the Inferno cape, I think I did like Slayer and got 50 mil, and I did pretty much a bit of every skill, and I got the DT2 rings. I got all of the rings except Bellator, and I finished the Soul Reaper axe. Unfortunately, I still don't have any good mage robe bottoms, because I got 2 robe tops and 2 masks from the DT2 bosses, and I already had 2 ancestral tops from Chambers, so that kind of sucked. But I also went a bit dry on Fardorvis, and yeah, then I got 200 mil mining, and I think over half of that was done at VM. And initially, my plan was to do VM, and once I got enough dragon pickaxes, I would use them with my infernal pick at the at granite, but um I wanted to do granite because I found a really good setup with the inventory in the middle, and DKHO ended up improving that setup by just simply having a top-down view, and that was definitely more simple and easy than the way I was doing it. But yeah, I didn't end up doing that because VM just was really rewarding for the effort. But yeah, I ended up using like 9 infernal picks, and they're really expensive too, like 2.5 mil each to fix it. But um, a good chunk of mining was done at calcified rocks as well, and that was like really easy because I was able to like angle the camera down all the way and like get the 3 veins on the east side of the mine all lined up, and you're able to like click one spot. And I did that on Chrome remote desktop a lot. And yeah, I kind of regret not putting up a good 6 hour, but I think I did try once, and I don't know, like 4 hours in, I got ragged by someone doing a blue, and pretty much I got dragged out of the mining spot because I clicked on someone's Bandosian guard, and that kind of threw me off for the rest of the 6 hours. And I ended up not even finishing it because I messed up the update, and it only would have been like 812k XP, which is not that special nowadays. And so yeah, then I decided to finish crafting at artifacts because I really like that method, and I wanted to get like a decent crafting rank since I was kind of close. And yeah, I really recommend doing artifacts. That's one of the best methods in the game, and I think it became even more fun when the guards became a lot more blind. And well, nowadays you can just like run through them, but maybe it makes it a little more bland. But I don't know, I guess it's more fun to get more multi-skill done. But yeah, I did artifacts for one of the, or for 2 of the week comps. During the last Terry comp, I did artifacts and watched all of the seasons of Lost, and time pretty much just disappeared. I didn't really even like interact with my teammates or anything, just watch TV the whole time. But yeah, that's a really good show. Uh, Towards the end, it kind of gets confusing, but yeah, I think it's like one of the best shows to come out. But um, so yeah, I finished thieving and crafting on the same day, and that was towards the end of 2024, and I ended up finishing 2024 with 10k EHP, which was the goal I set for myself at the start of that year, and as well as getting like 50 mil base XP. But I think I'm only missing like fishing and construction, which I can't be asked training construction right now, so I don't really care about that goal. But yeah, so for like the past 3 months since the start of the year, I've mostly done winter Todd while buying gold ore on my alt and training smithing. But Um, doing it this way is like a lot more chill than the world hop method. I did the world hop method for like 40 mil smithing XP, and you pretty much hit hop limit after like 2 hours, and you got to deal with like competition, and it's a pain in the ass. So I'm glad I got the blood rune alt going, and that was really easy to do while doing almost anything on the iron. And the only tricky part is like buying the gold ore, but I'm glad I had fire making XPs because I got to do winter tot while buying gold ore, and it doesn't really matter since like you have plenty of time to buy all of the gold ore. But yeah, again, like I kind of wanted to finish off smithing and end with a good rank, I guess. But I kind of feel like I've been slacking the past 3 months. I think since maxing, I've maintained like 3.5, 3.6k a year since then, and if you include like the banked XP, but uh, I don't really care what overall rank I end up with as long as I'm on the top page for irons. But uh, I don't know, I kind of get inspired by other people who live busier lives and can still gain a ton of XP. So yeah, I think I should probably push myself a bit more. And I'm at 82 mil, 83 mil smithing XP, which I think I should have been done by now, but oh well. And I think the plans after smithing is to do sepulcher, which initially I wanted to train Slayer since I'm running low on seeds, and I decided to put that off since it might get buffed in the summer. And so yeah, I've also put off doing herb runs because this this really stupid item called the demonic digger would make it like a lot more faster, save maybe 100 hours or more. And yeah, I don't know what they're thinking with that item, but I don't know, maybe it'll be fine because it might not work on herbs. They just need to like clarify how it's gonna work. And but regardless, I'm still kind of waiting on that. And yeah, that summer sweep up update that's gonna like rework the Slayer tasks and everything. But I think it'll be fun doing sepulcher without doing herb runs, and just focus on getting agility XP done. And uh also kind of excited for that sailing alpha to come out later this month because we're finally going to be able to judge it for ourselves. And I was kind of surprised to see that it's going to be released in autumn supposedly. And I imagined that there'd be more like back and forth engagement with like the community. Maybe they'd like change stuff around because of like feedback and stuff, but maybe that's still to come after the alpha is released. But it still seems kind of like ambitious to me because I think we all know the community likes to get up in arms about like, even the small things. So yeah, autumn seems kind of like a stretch. Maybe I wouldn't mind if it got delayed even more, just as long as it's like not rushed and a good skill. But I don't know, they've been like working on it for like 2 years or something. So uh I don't really have anything else to add. I think I'm kind of caught up. I probably missed a lot of important stuff, but I think I might do like a video whenever I get to Slayer with all the like new stuff. But yeah, until that video, thanks for watching this one, and